Hi everyone, welcome to this week's new video at Visiting the Dutch Countryside. For those who are new here, my name is Manon and I am Dutch. And in this week's video I will be talking to you about some cycling tips and tricks that you need to know when you visit the Netherlands. So don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with the little notification bell. And let's head into the video. So the Netherlands is very famous for its bikes and for the fact that Dutch people love to cycle. We have around 17.5 million people in the Netherlands and we have almost 23 million bikes. So that kind of says a lot, but that's not all, because we also have around 37,000 kilometers of bike paths in the Netherlands, and this is in a country that is a few hundred kilometers wide and long, so it's pretty madness. But it wasn't always the case. So in the 1900s people were using their cars more often and roads were getting full. Cities were getting filled with cars, buildings were removed to make place for parking lots, cyclists and pedestrians and cars were all on the same road, which was of course dangerous. So a lot of people died, and under those people there were quite a lot of children as well. And that's when people said enough is enough. So there were protests against the fact that cycling is so unsafe. So combine that with an oil crisis and some other things, and fast forward 50 years or so and you have the Netherlands. So yeah, we have separate bicycle paths almost all the time. We're almost always separated from cars, trucks, stuff like that, buses, trams, which makes it a lot safer. But things that you need to know when you visit the Netherlands is that, for one, if you are a pedestrian, do not walk on the bike path or do not cross the bike path without looking, because it's a damage. And second of all, if you think of cycling in the Netherlands, then do not cycle in Amsterdam. Because Amsterdam is even madness for quite a lot of Dutch people. You have the trams, you have the cars, you have buses, you have pedestrians, you have other cyclists, you've got scooters, and you have traffic rules, of course. And tourist cycling in Amsterdam is really annoying a lot of the times. Not always, but a lot of the time. So if you want to try cycling in the Netherlands, then I would recommend you to do it in the countryside, where you won't run anyone over or where you won't stop in the middle of the bike path where you have 20 people cycling behind you, crashing into you. So yeah, so things that you need to know. If there are bike paths, use them. So you will see some Dutch people maybe cycle every now and then on like the paths for pedestrians, but that's really not that common. So do not do that. Do not cycle on the pedestrian path, just go on the bike path. Another thing, you know those lovely bells that you have on the steering wheel? Use them if you want to pass people. Do not use them because they sound fun. Because that is incredibly annoying. Incredibly annoying. Like when you cycle behind people who are just, using their bell for fun, it doesn't work, because people are like, okay, so I hear bells, but they're not passing me. And then the next time that they hear bells, then there's actually someone that wants to pass them. It get dangerous. So only use your bell if you want to pass a person. Do not use it because it sounds funny or something like that. Because it's there for a reason. There are also a few things illegal when you're riding a bike. You are not allowed to use your smartphone. It's a new rule, but it's true. You can get fined for that. If you're cycling in the dark, you need to have good working lights, because otherwise you get fined too. And riding your bike while drunk and stoned is actually also not allowed. But I don't know anyone who doesn't do that. So it's not allowed, but cycling is safer than driving a car, so taxis are expensive. So might not be the best example, but I will tell you it's not allowed. But most Dutch people go to bars and clubs by bike, so they also leave by bike. Also, something else that people often say is, oh my god, they don't wear helmets, it's so terrifying, it's so scary. Okay, so if you're from an area and from a country where cycling is very dangerous, then please wear your helmet, because yeah, it might help you. But in the Netherlands, in general, cycling is not unsafe, and we basically start cycling when we were 4 years old. So, no, we don't use helmets unless we are on racing bikes or on mountain bikes, because then we need to wear helmets. So, yeah, no, we don't wear helmets when we're on our normal day-to-day bikes. You might say, oh yeah, Manon, but people still die in the Netherlands from cycling. Yeah, that happens all over the world. Is that a good thing that it still happens? No. But if you look at the number of people that actually die in the Netherlands compared to the number of people that are cycling, it's a really low number. And unfortunately, there are people that die. There are also people that die in car accidents. Cycling is not only cheap, it's also a perfect way to reach places really fast while also getting some movement in your legs. But it's not seen as working out in the Netherlands to just go from place to place, because then you will go, you know, on the racing bike or on the mountain bike, but not on your normal bike. And yeah, the government is also encouraging bike use always. Parking fees are really high in the Netherlands, so that's another reason maybe why so many people cycle, because, well, we're cheapskates. What can I say? Another tip that I will give you is that if you've never cycled in the Netherlands before, and you're usually only cycling once every now and then, don't think that you're a great cyclist, because that confidence might kick you in the butt really hard. So just take it easy and see how things work, and of course listen to the rest of this video, because then you will know what to do in general. So another tip that I have for you is that you always need to cycle on the right, not just cycle on the left, because it's well, you have space and no one is there. No, right. I don't know which side of the camera. Anyway, right. Cycle on the right, always. Another thing is, I already mentioned it a bit earlier. Do not, please do not stop in the middle of the bike path all of a sudden without looking around you if there are people behind you. Sense my frustration here. Just do not do it. It's unsafe, it causes accidents, and it causes Dutch people to curse at you with diseases. So yeah, always have a look, and if you're cycling, just look behind you. If there's someone behind you, point your arm or hand in which direction you're going, and then just go onto the pedestrian path. But just give a sign so that people know what you're going to do. So yeah, with the hand signal, I would also recommend you to do that when you want to go into a street, whether you're seeing people or not, because there can be a car anytime. So if you're going to the right, in this case this is my right hand, so then I will just point my hand in that direction. If I go to the left, in this case my left hand, then I will go like this. And this way people will know where you're going, and it makes it a lot safer. Okay, so if you do happen to rent a bike in Amsterdam or something, or in another city that has trams, always be aware to cross it like this. Do not go in the tram rails like this, because you will fall over, because your bike tire basically stays in the rails then. Yeah, so you will fall, and it will be dangerous, and it will be really uncomfortable if at that moment there's a tram coming. So yeah, always cross it like this, or like this, but never directly on it. So if you see haaientanden or sharp teeth, basically if you see signals on the cycle path, you need to stop until there's nothing going anymore. So then you can cross. But otherwise you need to stop for the other traffic that is coming. Also zebra stripes, like the pedestrian ones, you need to stop. Not everyone does it, but that's mainly in the bigger cities. But most often people do stop, and it's there for a reason, so please stop. So you might be confused if you're renting a bike in the Netherlands that you're not getting a normal bike, but these are, well, you see, if you're renting a bike in Amsterdam, then you most likely get one of those really annoying small little bikes that cycle horrendous. But if you rent an actual bike at a good shop or place, you will see that Dutch bikes are meant to sit, so the commuter bikes are meant to sit straight, with straight back, and with your hands not too far away from you. They need to be a bit closer, which is safe. But yeah, those are our normal commuter bikes, and mountain bikes and racing bikes are usually only used for racing and for mountain biking. So in other countries, these bikes that we have in the Netherlands aren't common, but in the Netherlands we mainly use bikes where you sit straight, which is good for your posture, and you know, people see you easier. So yeah, it's safer and better for you. So those are our Dutch bikes. So yeah, I will place a link to one of the articles that I wrote about cycling in the Netherlands in the description box below, so you can check that out and you can read some extra rules. So I think that will be useful if you're planning on cycling in the Netherlands, and also, you know, check out this video again if you forgot some things. Just keep in mind there's a lot going on usually in cities, so take it easy, relax, and just always cycle on a bike path. So yeah, and if you do want to wear a helmet in the Netherlands when cycling, so everyone can yell tourist at you. No, we know when there's a tourist because only tourists wear helmets, mainly Germans. But yeah, so if you do want to wear a helmet, you can often rent it. So if you feel safer with doing that, be my guest. No one will judge you. Well, we will, but I mean, it's your personal life, so if you want to wear it, wear it. We would like to say otherwise. So yeah, that was my my final thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you have any comments or things that you want to know or answer, stuff like that, just leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to comment, share, like and subscribe with the little notification bell so you won't miss any of my other upcoming videos. So yeah, that was it, and I will see you next week.